Hello, everybody. Brain Trust, thank you for being here. It's wonderful to have you here. And wherever you are, I don't even have you in a physical place, and you probably are aware of that. If you weren't aware of it, you got bigger problems than listening to a podcast. I say you try to get your spatial awareness back. Try to talk to a doctor if you can. I have a very exciting episode. Not only was it an eventful week on Earth, but I have two of my closest friends, not only in comedy, but in life. Here's my guest today. 2 guests. When do we give you 2 guests? It doesn't happen very often. I can't even think of a time. We've got 1 2/3 guests here today, ladies and gentlemen. It is Chris Porter and Brad Williams.
Hello. He only says I'm 2/3 of a person because I was raised Catholic.
Yeah,
Very
I just
true.
feel as though sometimes they kind of oppressed your upbringing.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I did leave the church.
Okay, and you had a growth spur, but not emotionally, I don't feel like.
Oh, God, no.
No.
No. I'm a comedian.
Yeah.
Follow along with us, by the way, at I am Chris Porter on Twitter and at Funny Brad on the Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should have thought better about that name.
Why? You're
'Cause,
funny
like-
and your name, Brad.
No, I don't
Well,
love
thank
it.
you. But then it's like whenever I tweet something that's not, a 10.
Oh, yeah.
Hey.
Well,
People just
they're
come
right
back.
in on you.
Yeah,
Well, not
people just
just
go
even
like,
that.
But also, fuck those people.
Yeah, but that's
Twitter is free.
But that's
it
true.
is.
That's true, but that's not even the biggest problem with it. When people usually, it's an exception for you, but when they have funny in the name of their handle or comedy in the name,
Yeah.
it's because they're like not that funny and they're trying to tell people, I'm a comedian, know me for
well,
that.
to be fair, when I got in, that's
You weren't
what I
that
was trying to do.
Yeah.
And I was not funny.
Fair enough.
And I was trying to let people know, like, look at me. I'm going to do some weird stuff.
I love it. I love it. Before we get into the world's news, there's some very exciting life event that happened recently, and we should talk about it. Chris Porter just did Jimmy Kimmel Live.
Oh, yeah, that was fun.
Pretty exciting.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, it was fun. It's not. Yeah, it's a great experience, but we shot it at his club in Vegas. It's not. You didn't get the whole late night
TV vibe experience.
TV
backstage.
vibe going backstage.
You
Shake
didn't get
Jimmy's
to
hand.
talk to Cleto and the Cletones.
Yeah, what I wanted, the dream is to because I live right by him. I skate by his place all the time, and I just
Right.
wanted to ride my electric skateboard to do my late night spot.
Oh, that'd be
How
cool.
Silver Spoons would that have been?
I just wanted to, I would just want to talk to Guillermo and be like, what's it like having the best job in Hollywood?
Right?
So
Like-
solid for sure.
'Cause
Be careful your hand on the mic because it's not the best mic, and that one it's a third. There we go.
Like, if you
Much
could
better.
be any person in Hollywood, it's tough to get better than Guillermo.
Yep.
Like, just, I show up, I say 8 words, and 2 of those words at some point are going to be Mr. Jimmy, and I get a check.
I don't know. I would prefer to be able to talk more, but it's a
Sure.
cushy gig. It's a
Yeah.
nice cushy gig for sure.
Absolutely.
But also, there's not a lot of dependability in that job, because as soon as Jimmy stops selling the tickets like he used to, first guy to go is 8 words guy.
Yeah.
He's like the auxiliary percussionist in the band.
Wow. That's,
you know what I'm
that is a
saying?
musician joke.
Yeah.
Like, as soon as the band stops selling out arenas, you're not going to have a job, auxiliary percussionist.
Well, I mean, you should never have 2 percussionists. It's
Why did
not
we hire a
necessary.
theremin player?
Yeah. I've played a theremin stone several times.
Yeah.
They're fun and very weird and very quickly.
Very weird. You just go, okay, this is how they made the noise of the UFO landing.
Yes.
And that's in the 1960s sci-fi movies.
You feel like you're a wizard, but you realize
Sure.
quickly wizards suck.
Yeah. I mean, and I don't like feeling like a wizard because I'm already a fantasy character.
For sure.
I don't like to combine
Elf and wizard is
elf
hard.
and wizard.
That's
like
tough. That's tough.
that's too many powers.
You say percussion, extra percussion not necessary, but you're a musical guy, Chris. Maybe you can correct the record for me on this. I feel as though the bass is the most highly unnecessary instrument. It barely makes sound. I know you're gonna disagree, but it barely makes sound.
It's the widest thing you've ever said.
It barely makes sound,
That is
dude.
it
Even when
barely
the guy
makes
gets a
sound.
solo, all you hear is
All two of your black listeners are very mad at you right
I got
now.
black
Ben.
listeners, dude.
Why did you say it like I got black listeners? Shit!
Because I got a lot of black in me, and I
got
feel it.
'em.
I got
No,
soul.
no,
They're
baby.
out
don't.
there.
No, you
Go
don't.
back, go hit the 15-second back button and listen to Ben Gleib go. I got black black listeners.
Porter, I'm sorry, but try to hold the middle of the mic because this mic's giving me trouble in my ears. I think something's weird.
Well,
Just hold the
thanks
black
for-
part.
Okay.
You don't get a mic
I'm the
stand.
only guy that doesn't have a stand.
I know, I'm
and
so
now you're
sorry.
and then you give me the shit mic that I have
I'm
to hold
so
like
sorry.
this.
I didn't know that was a fact. No, you
Well-
can get your fist around
Is
the
this
middle.
better?
That's
Is
much
this-
better.
It does. Okay.
Yeah. But you
Yeah.
can hold your full fist on it just on the black. Just on the black. There you go. Perfect.
He's trying to get more black listeners. He thinks
Yeah.
by just saying on the black
Grip the
over
black.
and over and over again, he's going to get more black listeners.
So the real, very exciting life news that happened in
Mm-hmm.
our friend group is Brad Williams had a baby.
What up?
I did. Well, not me. My wife did the work.
Oh, I didn't understand that.
Yeah.
I thought there was some. I thought maybe
He's not
little
that
people
magical.
were able to.
Yeah. No, we don't.
You don't have babies.
No, we don't have babies. We don't.
Oh.
We don't reproduce like amoebas
Yeah.
Okay,
asexually.
I didn't know that.
It's a very smart joke.
That's really good. Yeah.
But yeah, we had a kid. January 13th, my daughter was born. Everyone who I tell that I've got a baby now, they go, oh man, are you sleeping? And I just want to look at them and go, no, because
Yeah.
I'm a good parent.
Right.
Yeah.
Like if you're sleeping, if the baby's crying every 3 hours and you're like, it'll take care of itself, you're a horrible parent.
Right?
How scared are you constantly about keeping the baby alive? Is it frightening?
Very. Especially when my wife does the thing where she's like, all right, so I'm going to tell this story. So, like, my wife doesn't let me just watch the baby by myself too often. She's a very intelligent woman. So, at one point, she's like, I've been in the house for like 3 days straight. I'm going out. I'm running some errands. You watch the baby. And when, as a man, you're told watch the baby, you literally watch the baby. Like
You don't
put
take your eyes off.
No, you're just like, I'm gonna stare at this baby and just make sure that chest keeps going up
Guard
and
dog
down.
style.
Yeah.
It's as primitive as you get as
Yeah.
a person. Just,
Yeah. Yeah, that's what you do. And then but then in my head I go, what if the chest stops going up and down? Am I going to know what to do?
Yeah.
No, I'm going to call 911.
Oh, no, it's super easy. You just do it for it.
Like an accordion. So,
It's like trying to stop breathing. I see you,
my
baby.
God.
so the baby is got its eyes closed because it's very young at the point. It's still young. It's
How
5
old is
weeks
the baby
old.
now? How
5
much?
weeks.
5 weeks.
5 weeks old. So,
Is it walking?
it's so funny, like, cause like you think. So I told this is like at age 3 weeks. I was talking to my buddy Adam Ray, and we were talking about it. And he goes,
Dear
"So
friend
like,
of ours, friend of the podcast.
so he goes, hey man, so is the baby making noises and stuff?" And I'm like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a baby.
Doing that as soon
They
as it
make
got out.
noises.
It's what
I
they
get
do.
that.
They
That was-
come out wailing."
Yeah.
it's like, oh no, this I got one of them silent era babies. Like, no, they come with the volume turned way
Oh,
up.
how great would that be? Just wow.
Yeah, and then there was just cards with a title explaining what
Yeah,
they're trying
yeah.
to say. That would
Baby
be nice.
cries. It just
I'm
holds
hungry.
up.
baby.
You're like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
this is super
This is
easy.
easy.
No, I love how-
parenting.
I should have gotten a silent era baby last time.
For some reason, Brad's title just also repeated what we already did know: is the baby's crying. We need the title to say more. The baby wants a sandwich.
Yeah, no kidding. So I'm just watching the baby, and then the baby's eyes open real wide, and I can't describe how you know it, but I can just tell like the baby was afraid. And like, at like 3 weeks old, you can tell this baby's afraid, and I'm looking around like, all right, well, what is it afraid of? Like, what is it like? What is the baby scared of? I'm like, look around, like, can she see the dog? No, can't see the dog. Okay, not afraid of that. Like, and my baby just has this look of fear on her face, and all of a sudden, you just hear, and she farts.
Oh, I thought a train was going.
No, I know what that. I know what that
okay.
fear is. You don't know if it's a fart or if it's a poop. I know that fear.
But like the baby farts, and then she's like, "Oh, that's what that was. Okay, I'm good."
Thank God.
And you realize to yourself, right? If you, because the baby's at the point 3 weeks old, that doesn't comprehend
Yeah.
farts. We've all farted. Your girl has never farted, but we've all
No.
farted.
And I still get scared when it happens to me. I'm like, why is this engine noise?
Yeah, but like if you didn't know what a fart was, if you had no idea
You'd
what
be
a fart
freaked
was,
out.
you'd be horrified. Your
Yeah.
stomach starts rumbling, and all of a
Mm-hmm.
sudden your ass explodes. You're like, is this gonna spread to the rest of my body?
Right.
Like is my body just gonna blow up?
and you're hoping no one else on the podcast smells it, right? Right?
Am I right?
What?
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
But yeah,
And
it's crazy.
Porter, your whole set on Kimmel was about your friend having a baby.
Yeah. To be fair, I wrote that pre-Brad baby.
Well, that's hurtful.
I wrote
could've
most
sworn
of
this
that.
was in
I
the
wrote
moment.
most of that.
Yeah.
About another friend's baby.
Yeah, you followed me at the Comedy Store before when I do my baby material. And
Yeah.
you follow me and do that material.
And it doesn't go well.
Yeah, everyone's like,
Does
oh my
not
God.
go well at all.
Because then I bring up Porter like, hey, this guy's one of my best friends in comedy. We're like legit pals.
And I get up there, I'm like, fuck that guy and what he's doing.
Screw that baby. I don't like it.
Oh my God! So do you like being a father thus far? Is it frightening? Is you were saying earlier to Carmel and I that unless you're 100% positive you want one, don't ever have one.
Yeah, that's my advice to people. Like if you're all about having kids and you want kids, great, have a kid. But if you're like, I don't know, I think I'd be a good father.
Yeah.
I might want a kid one day. Don't have a fucking kid.
Right.
But
Don't.
also, if you do have a kid,
Don't.
fucking lie about it. Don't be the guy that's like, how's being a parent? I'm not into it. I don't know why I did this.
I think you should say that. We need more people dissuading people.
Yeah.
No, you got to talk yourself into it. You got to be like, no, this is great. This is totally great.
Well,
I'm
you-
ready.
Yeah.
I'm so ready.
Yeah. You kind of have to.
So what's
Because it's
so
like,
what is the great part though? What makes it so good?
well, your life having a purpose
Boo.
and having something
That's
that
overrated.
and having something that matters more than yourself and
Next.
a perspective of real problems, and hopefully
That one's nice.
my daughter becomes like a rich YouTube influencer.
Okay, now
And
we're
then
talking.
that's my retirement fund.
Now we're talking.
There you
okay.
go.
That's the real reason why.
There you
There
go.
we're now I'm more on board.
Yeah, when you're like, all right, come on 7. Like you're just going investment.
Dude, as soon as I have a daughter, 17 years later, I'm introducing her to Ray J. Because look how that turned out.
Oh hell yeah! Just a short
Those
relationship.
chicks are worth billions.
My
yeah,
God.
yeah. And all
Yeah.
it took was the magic of Ray J's penis.
Right?
Isn't it a shame that men can't make money off a sex tape and a career? Like men, nobody gives a shit. The careers go down the tubes, and the women
Yeah.
shoot to superstardom. Paris Hilton, Kim Kardashian, all of them.
Pamela just keeps going.
Because
Although I guess-
America likes to watch a girl suck a dick.
That's well said.
I feel
That should
like
be your
that's
Twitter
when,
bio.
That's when the star should have flown across the screen. Na, na,
Or,
na.
you know,
America
That's your
loves
new
girl
Twitter
dick
bio
suckers.
for sure.
oh,
Yeah.
shit. Hey, the proof's in the pudding.
Yeah.
That's also
like-
the
Be
worst
fair.
thing to say after that.
Paris Hilton. Paris Hilton was rich before she sucked the dick. to
And
be
pretty
fair.
famous before, but it really
Yeah.
did shoot her to the next stratosphere.
Well, it definitely
Yeah.
got a reality show. So
Yeah.
that was
I'll be
nice.
honest with you. One time we were in production on the old Gleib show for National Lampoon back in the day, and it was like a
We
low
get it,
budget
you
show.
had a show.
Yeah, it was a low budget show aired to colleges. I'm not exactly bragging, but and we were about to go do a hidden camera shoot where I'm playing this hypnotist. I got a blonde wig on. We have a very detailed shoot schedule, and our DP was like, "Hey, you want ironic name? You want to see this Paris Hilton sex video everybody's talking about?" So we take a break before we head out for the shoot and look at it, and we watched all 30 minutes. We got mesmerized, and we just couldn't focus. The whole rest of the day was ruined.
Really?
It was shot. I mean, we did the shoot, but I was like, all of us were just Paris Hilton on the brain.
Yeah, for sure.
It was a pretty good tape.
You were just seeing things in night vision.
That's exactly
I mean,
right.
her stopping in the middle to text or tweet or answer emails was pretty funny.
That was pretty amazing.
Now, see, here's the thing.
forgot
is,
about
Chris Rock had that famous bit of like, oh, your only job as a father of a daughter is to keep her off the pole. That's the bit. But now, like, so everyone keeps like telling me that when I tell them I have a daughter, it's like, all right, you just got to keep them off the pole and you're good. But then, like, I've got a friend who she just opened one of those OnlyFans accounts like last week. She's had it for a week.
What's OnlyFans?
It's where like guys or whoever subscribe
Right.
and you give them photos. Essentially, it's your excuse to send out nudies.
You're like kind of
Oh,
doing
okay.
porn on the side while you're
Yeah.
a comic or
but
whatever.
it's subscription.
Yeah, it's
Is it comics doing it?
subscription based.
I wouldn't be
It's
surprised.
a lot of
Right.
people doing it, but
Yeah.
like my friend's legit doing like she's releasing tit photos and stuff. She's made $2,000 in a week,
Wow.
and that's just. And I'm like, maybe it's not just a bad. You know what I mean? Like,
Maybe I could get breast implants still. Is it
Yeah.
possible?
You?
Yeah.
You want to sell pictures of you with boobs?
If it gets me $2,000 a week.
I don't think you're getting too.
You don't. How much am I getting? 600, 700
I don't
bucks?
know.
I think you might
but
get
see,
2,000 pennies a week.
I think
How much
he's
is
like
that?
that.
That's $20.
$20.
That's not worth it.
He's like he's that niche
thought
market
about it.
though.
Oh, yeah, that's
He's
true.
that niche market of like, no, I want
Uh-huh.
hairy Jews with big boobs.
Harry,
Yeah, that hate
Harry
bass
Jew,
players.
big boobs, bass player unnecessary, boob
yeah.
player
Yeah.
necessary.
Exactly.
You self-hating bass players would be way into you.
Mhm. You think the bass is that instrumental?
Oh yeah.
Pun intended.
Yeah.
Really?
Go to a concert without a bass and see how much fucking.
There's some
fun
bands
you
that
have.
don't have bass players.
Which one?
I don't
yeah,
really
which
know.
one?
I'm assuming that was just a.
The White Stripes, but even he even usually tours with a bass player.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
It's
even-
like this.
But
is
you
what
admit you can barely hear it. Maybe it gives you a bass groove and it
bass
kind of gives it
is
some
like
soul.
oxygen.
But it's soul. I
You
get
may
it.
not realize it's around you, but
Right.
without it, you would die.
All right, but you admit, like, at
That's
least
going
when you
on your
hear them
bumper
do a
sticker.
solo, it's just.
It's not. It's
like
a
the
rhythm,
Seinfeld
it's
theme
a
song.
rhythm instrument.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's supposed to provide rhythm. Yeah, when they go bass solo, yeah, you have to be a very good bass player to make that fun.
Right. That's kind of just my point.
Yeah.
Drum solo is even more interesting than that, for sure.
Well, yeah, but
It's drums.
also if you hear like Larry Graham do a bass solo, who's an amazing funk bass jazz player, you'll be like, oh, well, that's really fucking cool because he's really good at his instrument.
Right, sure.
But
Yeah.
a lot of bass players just play bass.
I
Yeah.
want to see DJ Khaled do any solo at
Right?
any point.
Yeah.
Or pick up any instrument
Pick
whatsoever.
up any instrument.
Do anything
And
except
just-
Snapchat.
Just bend a
anything.
string. Wow.
yeah, just do something.
We the greatest. Wow.
yeah. Yeah.
Because they did a rerun of Saturday Night Live recently where he was the musical guest, and all he did was walk out and then introduce other people.
Yeah, he's just a hype man.
Yeah,
and a producer.
He
He's
just
just a
walked
hype
out
man.
and went,
Yeah.
"We the best, DJ Khaled, ladies
Major
and gentlemen,
key. Major key.
Meek Mill," and then
Yeah.
Meek Mill comes out and does the work.
Yeah.
And DJ Khaled gets all the credit.
Yeah.
The fuck?
He does all the work in the studio. And then he's like, by the way, when I do Saturday Night Live, you're coming with me.
Although
Yeah.
he is an engaging,
Weak.
back when I was on Snapchat frequently, he's an engaging Snapchatter. He makes
Yeah.
you feel like you're part of his family.
But
Well,
then,
that's
like,
great.
would you buy
That's-
tickets to
you
go
know who
see an
else does
engaging
that?
Snapchatter?
No, I
Cult
would not.
leaders.
True that.
Cult leaders also
If
do
DJ
that.
Khaled told me to kill myself, I would say when and how much do I got to bring? Do I bring shoes? Do I bring coins? What do I do? Your baby has
That's
a
why you don't like bass.
Can't
You're-
appreciate.
your baby has a hashtag.
Oh yeah, hashtag Asian,
Asian
dwarf,
dwarf
baby.
baby.
Asian dwarf baby.
And some people think it's like, oh, it's because your wife is Asian and you're a dwarf, so it's the combined. No,
That's
because
not
why.
she actually the baby's Asian, the baby's a dwarf, the baby's a baby.
Okay.
Asian
so
dwarf baby.
it's just an accurate description.
Yeah,
It's like those black and white captions you wanted, just right on the money
it's
what's
right
happening.
on the money. That's
In
what
4
we got.
years, she'll be ADT.
Asian dwarf toddler.
Asian dwarf toddler.
Ooh, now if they could do a reality show, Asian dwarf toddlers and tiaras, then I'm back in.
Oh, you're running that show.
Interesting.
I better have a writing
I'm the-
gig on that fucking
I'm
show.
the ringleader of that
Yeah,
show.
yeah.
Well, before we launch into the stories of the week, a cheers on this 1940 Tuesdays to your baby. Congratulations,
Hey.
man. Add to the
Asian
family.
dwarf
Asian dwarf
baby.
baby. Those of you
I'm
who don't
glad.
understand.
I'm glad you did the Asian Dwarf Baby song as like a jazz riff and not like da 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 dun 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 dun.
We would never
it
do
was,
that.
It was very
No.
respectful.
Now we'll
Very
do it.
respectful.
We'll do
We
it
don't
that
go
way
down
now.
We don't go down the easy road. We go
No.
down the second easiest
Right.
road.
Yes.
We're doing this, by the way, on Tuesday, and often our crew will have 1940 Tuesdays. We get together and we drink 1942. And this is not a sponsor. We're not getting
Nope.
paid by this. In fact, we're
No.
spending way too much money on these bottles.
Way
pay
too
for-
much.
We pay a
And
lot of money for
we
it.
would
I
like
don't know
for
if
them to
it's way
sponsor
too
us.
much because
I mean, it's delicious.
I've never drank a bottle and gone, you know what? I don't feel like I got my money's worth.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I'm usually
But
like,
it's the
I
mo-
feel $130 better.
Yes, for sure. But it's by far the most expensive bottle of anything I buy.
Well,
Yeah.
good for you.
Are you
So the-
buying other things that are more than that? Bottles wise?
Consistently?
Not consistently,
Okay.
no.
Maybe sneakers every now and then for you.
Sneakers for sure. Get a bottle of Dom P every once in a while when
Oh,
you're
really?
celebrating
Fancy
something.
shit. All right.
I mean, that's 150.
We'll be talking about wasted money later on in Twitter answers. We're going to move
Okay.
on to the world.
Oh, I
Okay.
was really good at that in 2007.
Twitter answers?
No, wasting money.
Oh, okay, good. I hope you have things for
All of my last comic money is
I
gone.
was gonna say 2007. That's about last comic standing. Yeah, that's about last
Yeah.
comic standing time.
Like it.
right,
I don't know if you guys heard the big story of the week.
I bought 2 cars in 10 months.
Oh, my God. What happened to the first car?
I traded it on the second one.
Gee, what were the cars?
So I bought a Yukon because
Okay.
I had rented a Tahoe and I was like, I fucking love this thing. So
Yeah.
I bought a Yukon
Mhm.
and then I drove it out to L.A. because I literally bought it on a trip to Kansas City.
Wow.
I bought it like the day after Christmas or some shit.
You're like, I got money. This
Yeah.
train's gonna go forever.
Have you ever paid cash for a car?
Wow. Cash?
It's pretty great.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I just walked in.
Not
with-
check.
Well, no. I went and got a cashier's check.
Oh, okay.
I'm not fucking Pablo Escobar. Like, I don't
I
even.
thought you were doing that.
I don't even think you could do that. I don't even
I don't
think
think
like a
they-
car dealer would actually take
Yeah, they
38 grand in cash.
They would probably assume that like some guy from like No Country for Old Men's gonna come looking for that money.
Yeah, no shit. They're
Hey,
like-
friendo, I heard you gave someone a Yukon.
so
It's a
I,
horrible Javier Bardem impression.
so I bought
Horrible.
the Yukon and then I drove it out to LA and I loved it. But then I realized, A, I don't have 8 friends that I would ever want in a car with me
Yeah.
at the same time.
Yeah.
And B, this thing's a motherfucker to park.
Yes.
Like I couldn't even park it under my management company because it didn't fit. So I traded in on the Volvo, which I still have. But
Wow.
yeah.
Okay.
See,
Good for you.
Volvo lasts.
You love the Volvo? You've been humbled down a little bit, though. It's not quite a Yukon.
well, it was a lot more expensive than the Yukon was.
Shit, all right.
Because I bought it new.
I always think Volvo. I just think mom's car. My mom had a Volvo growing up.
No, I
just
bought the coupe, the
think-
hardtop convertible.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so
But you've had that car forever, yeah.
yeah, I definitely got my money out of it, and then I put
Fair.
some more into it, and I got my money out of that.
Okay,
you
fair
go.
enough. Prince Harry, you guys, this week, and Meghan Markle are still alive.
Hey.
It's big news. They've been spotted.
Were we worried?
I was worried because they dropped out. We
You
didn't
worry
know.
about too much shit, man.
No, I feel like maybe
They
they got
left.
coronavirus. You don't know what happened to them.
They left the royal family.
Left the royal family.
But also, how does that affect your life?
Well, they've been pictured
If
for
they
the first
do
time
die.
together.
Well, I'm just saying, worst case scenario, Bengley.
Yeah.
They die.
Yeah.
How does that affect your day?
Well, there's not going to be a reunion of Suits. You're not going to see her on Suits ever again. So right off the bat, it's a
So-
tragedy for all
Man,
of us.
that would make 4 people on Reddit
Yeah.
very upset.
That's right.
That
How does that
Suits is
not
not
affect
coming back together.
your life?
Yeah.
Well, I never watched Suits,
Me
so
either.
I'm in the clear.
Me either, but I wanted to give it a shot.
Yeah.
Was
Up for
that
new
H-
episode.
You
was
wanted
it?
to start with the reunion.
Yeah, I want to start with the reunion, dude. I want to see a princess
I wanna
doing a bad
start-
TBS
Yeah.
drama, TNT drama.
Yeah. If you've never seen an episode of Friends, you should start with the upcoming HBO reunion.
Oh, by the way, that's
that a
something
thing?
from this week. I just
Yeah.
heard a headline and I didn't follow up.
That's an actual thing.
That's
They're
happening.
doing an HBO reunion of Friends, like an episode, like a 2-hour thing.
Or just like an interview.
I think they're doing an interview. Like, hey,
Oh,
let's
fuck
all get
that.
together and talk
Talk
about the
about
show.
how we
well, they
became
did that.
billionaires.
No, but
Right.
they
9
did already
years.
that recently.
I know.
I thought they're doing a new. I thought it's not a new episode.
It's not a new episode.
Oh, fuck that. That's
Hold on.
nothing.
But then, like, would you really want a brand new episode of Friends? Like,
Just one episode.
Joey
If it's
is
an hour or 2
Joey
hours,
is
I
still
would.
an actor. He's,
Yeah.
He's 54, just walking up to 22-year-old women going, how are you doing? Joey would have gotten Me Too'd by now.
Yeah,
maybe so.
Central Perk's been bought out because they couldn't afford the extremely high Manhattan rent anymore. So now they're fucking at Starbucks.
Right.
That
Yeah.
would be fun. I would like to see those
And
plot
whoever
twists.
that guy,
Gunther's homeless.
Gunther's homeless, right? So is Matthew Perry. Started sucking dick
Phoebe's-
for pills.
Yeah. Yeah.
That could be your Twitter bio. Matthew Perry sucks dick for pills.
I got a lot of Twitter bios tonight.
Maybe one's IG, one's Twitter.
I think, what was it? America loves to watch a girl suck a
Yeah,
dick.
yeah.
It's pretty
I
good.
think that's the good one.
It really
pretty
that's going
good.
to take your career next level, dude.
There
I
you
think
go.
that's the move.
You're gonna have theaters full of fans chanting that,
Dude.
And it's like I always say, ladies and gentlemen, just hold the microphone out.
It's not like they could say I was wrong. There's literally Pornhub stats that prove me
true.
right.
That's a
Very,
fact.
very true.
And also the Paris Hilton thing.
Yeah.
And the Kardashians.
Yeah.
There was a story you might care about, Border.
Okay.
Happened
Okay.
this week. Apparently, we've had a human desire for jetpacks for a very long time. Big innovation this week out of Dubai. There's a dude now that invented a jetpack, and he just flew it. You can go up to 1 mile in the air. He's flying alongside jetliners, and He's jetpacking it, and you parachute down.
Those are
at the end.
super low airliners.
Fair enough.
Yeah, because
maybe airliners
They're flying
taking
at
off.
5,000 feet.
normally they're like, yeah,
Yeah.
we're cruising at 35,000
Yeah,
feet.
get
That's
out of the
usually-
landing zone.
I didn't say at top altitude.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
At some
Yeah.
point in their flight pattern.
I mean,
Would you do it? Would
that,
you do it?
That just shows me that, like, they say, like, oh, man, like, all these things are impossible to do. No, you can do it. You just need a fuck ton of money. That's why it was done in Dubai.
Right.
Yeah.
Facts.
This wasn't done in Little Rock, Arkansas. I mean, a guy out there has probably tried it.
Oh, with firecrackers. on the back.
Yeah. But
Two
like, nah,
potato
I got
guns.
2 M80s.
I'm gonna put an M80 in my butthole, light it on fire. I'm gonna fly tree height.
Fart a mile high. I'll get it. Now who's laughing? I'm gonna get that frisbee off the roof.
All your friends that are piecing your butthole back together.
So yeah, so basically, what this teaches you, ladies and gentlemen, is that you can accomplish any one of your dreams. You just have to have a lot of fucking money.
Yeah.
That's
you
it.
do. Yeah, you can. Would you do it? Would you get on it?
I would fly one of those things that they do in the ocean where it's like a jetpack, but it shoots water out.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would
Then
do
you get
that.
an ocean landing if you fuck up.
Yeah.
You get a nice water landing.
I would do that.
Well, I don't know how nice that is, especially falling from 30 feet.
with a huge metal thing
Yeah,
on your
yeah.
back.
Get
There's
sandwiched.
there's a video of a guy. I think he's a morning show reporter in San Diego.
Oh, yeah, it's classic.
Yeah, you've seen that one?
He gets
Where
about 4 feet.
yeah, it like cuts to him and like, and then we're gonna go to Rod with some fun things to do in the harbor, and then it like cuts to this guy in the suit. He's like, "Hey, we're gonna show you how to ride the jetpack," and he hits the button and
Yes.
he just face plants.
The
like,
hose got caught under the deck.
yeah, and he just boom.
Yeah.
So good.
And then they have to cut back to the host doing that awkward like, "Oh, hope
Also,
he's okay."
He made the best noise when it happened. He's like, okay.
That is the proper noise you make when your jetpack's about to crash.
You might need to jetpack out of here because coronavirus is spreading. It's spreading bad.
I know, that's why I switched to tequila. But thank
Hey.
I like that so much. I love that. Love
Yeah.
that.
I don't know. I think it's I think it's much ado about like there's definitely people getting sick.
I mean, 2,000 have died globally. A bunch
2,000?
of Americans just got, it's skyrocketing.
All right.
60,000 diagnosed in China. 300 Americans were just taken off that cruise ship they've been quarantined on, and they now have coronavirus
But a
as they
lot
come
of
here.
countries are dirty.
Yeah.
I'm not saying, I'm not going to name them, but a lot of countries don't
We
wash
all
their-
know the countries you're
They
thinking about.
pee in holes.
Sweden,
Fucking Germany.
Germany,
You dirty Germans.
Japan, dirty
Yeah.
as hell. Like,
Antarctica.
yeah, specifically
just-
Singapore.
Hygiene's not, especially in third world
Well,
countries.
they're eating bats in China
They're-
and shit.
Well,
I mean, that's
and they're
not
also,
ideal.
They don't wash their hands. They,
If you eat a bat, wash your hands. Wash your mouth afterwards.
Also, if you're a bat eater, do you think you're a hand washer? Because I don't think
No,
so.
probably not. I agree with you. Those populations don't
Yeah.
mix much, but probably they should at least. They're shutting down these like alternative animal markets, bats and raccoons and shit. But if you're gonna let them do it, at least have Purell stations.
Sorry, I just heard you say alternative animal market, and I thought like, hey, is that a cow? You're like, it identifies as one.
That looks like a llama. No,
It was born a cow.
It was born.
It was born a cow in its heart.
Did y'all watch the Oscars?
No.
There was no host.
Yeah,
Did
again.
you watch it?
Yeah, I watched it because
it.
we have a baby, so you need stuff on in the
You
background.
need stuff on, yeah.
And
Did
yeah.
you like it?
No,
It's very boring.
The cool
Nothing happened.
Eminem came
is
out
that
and
new?
sang 8 Mile.
Yeah,
and
why
then-
did he do that? What year is this?
But
What's
also, when were the Oscars really entertaining?
Steve Martin's a pretty good host. Billy Crystal had a year or two.
Oh, well,
pretty
Billy
good.
Crystal, obviously.
But
yeah,
then-
he was pretty solid.
Even there's a good host. It's like, okay, so the monologue is
yeah,
good.
there's 20 minutes in there with
Yeah.
maybe a 5-minute halftime break.
Hopefully
Yeah.
someone does a
The rest of
crazy
it's-
speech.
The rest
Yeah.
of it's here. This girl won an Oscar, and this guy, Steve Buscemi. Please welcome this chick, Steve Buscemi.
And
Joaquin Phoenix give a pretty crazy speech.
Yeah,
but he's kind of been on a tour of those.
He has been. He
Mm-hmm.
said, talked about artificially inseminating cows while accepting an Oscar and saying we shouldn't eat meat. And
I mean, when else is there a better time to talk about it?
When else will you have a captive audience where as soon as you say, hey, let's talk about these assholes
Yes.
artificially inseminating cows,
Yeah.
is no one going to just turn around and go, all right, nope, and
Right.
just walk
Why
right
don't they
away.
play him off at that point? And they play
Well, 'cause
everybody
you
else
know
off.
There was some other fucking Hollywood socialite going, fucking, it's about time. It's about time.
We
Yes.
should be drinking hamster milk.
But also, in defense, though, of artificially inseminating cows, if you're going to inseminate a cow, I recommend artificially. you know,
You don't want to do it the
you
old-fashioned
want to do
way.
it the old-fashioned way
These are
for it.
Skeeter, get over here.
These are two California boys. I'm from Kansas, motherfucker. We're
You
gonna-
fuck cows in Kansas?
Well, if I'd rather do that than come in a tube and then shove it in there.
I would not. Brad and I would not. We would rather take a tube.
What happened? Okay, so the
You're
cow-
dying on this hill
Hold
alone,
on.
my
no,
friend.
listen. Let's talk about the next step.
You
The
and your cow on the hill.
The cow has a baby.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
half Ben Gleib, half cow.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, "You fuck this cow." You're like, "No, I artificially inseminated." And so they're like, and then they're like, "So you had this freak baby, but you didn't even fuck the cow?"
You're not
Like-
improving your argument at all.
Really?
I would think the
I think
argument, the
just
opposite.
as a man, I'd be like,
No.
"No, I fucked this cow."
Yeah, no,
That's
not at
why
all.
it's having my motherfucking baby.
I would absolutely say, yes, it's a freak half Ben Gleib cow baby, but at least I didn't fuck it. Chris, what is wrong with you?
Because then people be like, "Well, then what the fuck is the point?"
That was the worst advertisement for Kansas
At
I
least
could ever
my freak baby
imagine.
came out of love or lust.
Whatever.
You know,
Yeah, it works out.
Oh,
they both feel the
All
same.
right.
My God.
You're turning me, Chris Porter.
You're turning him on, apparently.
Yeah.
You're getting
Just
one of
saying,
us.
The conversation's gonna come where they're like, "Why do you have a freak cow baby?" And you're gonna be like, "Oh, I just wanted to see if I could artificially inseminate a cow." And I'm
Now-
gonna be over here having a cigar and a fucking 3 Fingers of 1942, going, "Nah, bitch, I fucked that cow."
Now you're gonna be chilling back there with a cigar and a glass of fresh milk.
Yeah.
Now-
that my bitch got me
When
out her boobies.
My God, welcome to 1940 Tuesdays.
when we all win our Oscars.
Yep, yep.
Sorry, I had to laugh there. But when we all win our Oscars, I say we go up there and just act like we're really into some really weird cause.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
And just like watch the Hollywood sheep just go, yeah.
We've
yeah.
got to stop the monkeys from swinging from vines. We all know what it's doing to the gravitational pull of the earth. Let's put an end to it now, tonight.
I'm tired of all these dragons taking our jobs. Breathing fire.
We shouldn't be assigning genders to sex robots. We should have the robot pick which gender it is. You buy the robot. They determine if it's a boy or a girl.
We have to stop killing these plants for our plant-based foods. We must only eat saran wrap.
In a scientific study, it was found plants have more feelings than your aunt.
If you don't eat saran wrap, it ends up in the Pacific Ocean.
And
Yeah.
also, gender fluid sex robots is a great idea. That'd be easy to do. It'd just be like screw on parts, screw off parts.
So it'd be like
Interchangeable
Mr.
dongles.
Potato Head,
Yeah,
but like
well,
that you could fuck,
Yeah.
Mrs. Potato
or that could fuck you
vagina
depending on
optional.
your mood.
It's
Depending on
Mrs.
your
Potato
mood.
vagina optional, I think is the
Yeah,
name.
exactly. So yeah, and then you just do the weirdest cause you could think of, and then
Yeah.
watch everyone in the audience go, you know, they've got
Yeah.
a point.
There's
Fuck
one-
yeah, someone
It's
said
about time.
it. Someone said it.
Oh
That'd be
my
great.
God. In addition to whatever the hell we were just talking about, Rick Moranis is returning for Honey, I Shrunk the Kids reboot.
Where
Exciting.
the fuck
huh?
has he been?
He has not done a
Raising
movie.
kids.
He's not done a movie since like since 87 in like 35 years.
No, Honey the Shrunks were 90s, right?
Maybe it's 97.
Yeah, yeah.
It was
Honey the
97.
Shrunks.
27 years he's not done a movie.
Because there was Honey I Shrunk.
It was
then
97.
Honey I Shrunk the Kids again.
Honey,
Yeah,
I Blew Up
and
the
then
Kid.
Blew Up the
Honey,
Baby.
This one's going to be Honey, I Shrunk Ourselves, I believe.
Yeah.
Which they did that too, didn't they?
They
At
did?
That was
No.
another one of them.
But it was great. The first one, the kid
One was amazing.
First
the
one was
kid was
great.
in a giant Cheerio.
Oh, and what about when they found the fucking Little Debbie snack?
Oh, it was like
It was
that-
a wall of
every
that filling.
kid like fantasized about
Oh,
that. Like,
dude.
oh, we got to shrink ourselves.
They would have named the diabetes after me that I got from eating all that shit.
Yeah.
So are you going to see it?
You just told me that it existed.
Well, you don't need that long to process. You decided to fuck a cow in 2 seconds.
Well, I mean,
Got a point. When you're right, Gleib.
I I grew up, you know.
That's why you're a presidential candidate.
What? Former.
So
This podcast would be very different if I was
Yeah.
still running for office.
Would it?
I'm in. I'm in with the Rick
it would,
Moranis.
dude.
I'm in with the Rick Moranis.
I gotta see it.
coming.
Yeah,
I don't
I'll
know
go
if I'm
see it.
running to the theaters.
Be fun to see it stone. Be
Ooh,
real fun.
IMAX. I think that's an IMAX.
Okay, interesting.
Edible.
Ooh.
Ooh, maybe we plan that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That sounds fun.
Maybe we plan
I
that.
Yeah.
think we planned that.
Yeah,
Yes.
we planned that.
Okay, I'm down with that.
Okay.
Roger
Alright.
Stone this week, Trump's former advisor, was about to be sentenced. The lawyers for the Attorney General's office recommended 7 to 10 years. Trump tweets, "This is bullshit. It's too harsh of a sentence." The guy is nuts. He looks like a ridiculous, 1920s mob villain. And Attorney General Barr reduces the sentence. And the attorneys resign.
Yeah, like
Big
thousands
dust
of
up. thousands of them wrote a letter saying this is bullshit.
Yeah.
And the four people on the case resigned. So is Trump, he's just full dictator now. He's been unleashed by this impeachment acquittal.
See, this is when I don't know what the hell's happening. So
Fair.
I'll talk about his Richard Nixon tattoo.
Yeah, big full face of Richard Nixon on his back.
Yeah.
Who did?
Roger Stone.
Roger Stone has
Oh,
has a big Richard Nixon face.
You know you're a criminal
Tattooed
when
on his
that's
back.
the hero you put on your back.
Like
Unreal.
that, and now everyone's really disappointed. Like I think that's why everyone wanted him to go to prison because they wanted to hear the stories about guys
Oh, my God.
railing him and then having to
Yes.
look at the Richard Nixon tattoo.
Yes.
So
I mean, do you think
You
he's
won't have
really going
Nixon to
a
kick
full
around
prison?
anymore. Don't come on my face.
yeah, tricky dick.
Oh, my God.
Come on. See, that's what I'll talk about. That when people talk about, I've had, we had the baby. I haven't been watching CNN. Like I don't know what's
Fair.
happening.
Well, then one thing related to that, then now Trump, or after that, he just today pardoned like a ton of criminal assholes. He pardoned Rod Blagojevich, the
Yep.
former governor of Illinois.
Yep.
He pardoned Michael Milken, the junk
that?
bond pioneer that ruined all these people's life savings. And
Oh,
he's just
okay.
letting out all of these assholes.
All of
The
his
former
friends.
owner of the San Francisco 49ers,
Yeah.
Edward DeBartolo Jr.
Well,
Yeah.
he felt bad because they
Yeah,
lost the Super Bowl.
to the
Yes.
motherfucking Kansas City Chiefs.
Congratulations, Porter.
you.
Yeah.
Hometown, man.
Still riding that
You wearing socks?
Chief
nice.
socks.
Chief socks.
right
Love that.
there.
Yep.
See,
They gave him to the whole city.
I'm in a weird position because I'm a Denver Broncos fan, but then I'm glad to see you're happy. But
Yeah.
I don't want the Chiefs to win anymore.
Well, no, I felt that way when you won it. See, here's the thing: although we hate the Broncos, we respect them.
yes, same thing with the Chiefs fans.
It's not like the Raiders where we just
Nah.
think they're lesser people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just truth.
Raiders fans are nuts. I mean, they're
Yeah.
a problem.
And
they're
then-
a problem. I almost got murdered twice by Raiders fans. So
I mean, that's pretty much
Well,
like
that's probably because
that's
you told
the
them
story.
to stop playing bass.
See,
none of
but,
them
like,
are playing bass.
See, but like that makes sense. Like if you said, "Oh, Raiders fans, we had a lovely discussion about nuclear fusion. I don't know what the word is.
Neither one of those works.
1942. If that was your discussion, I'd be like, yeah, that doesn't make any sense. But you're like, yeah, 2 Raider fans almost killed me. I'd be like, all right, that checks out.
Yeah.
and we would talk smack about the Charger fans, but they don't have fans.
No.
No, they can't.
Literally every game they play is an away game.
Yeah,
I
they-
went to school in San Diego for 4 years, and all
Mm.
my LA teams left me, and I still don't give a shit about the Chargers.
No.
Yeah. Well,
How
they're
would you?
back here now. You could literally go see them. They're in Carson now.
Not
Yeah.
that interested.
They're the L.A. Chargers.
Yeah, you can
now
go.
we have so many teams here now.
Yeah, I know.
The Rams, I'm kind of like the Rams, I guess.
Anybody watching the Wildcats XFL, baby?
Oh, that's back,
Oh,
right?
what's
that?
XFL's
Yeah.
back.
It's actually, I watched some highlights. They got some players.
It's
What's the
fun.
major difference between the rules and the XFL? Is it
The kickoff.
It's not
3 downs?
The kickoff is no, that's Canadian football.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
XFL, they're just playing spring. They're not doing it like they did it last time.
They're
where
not
it was
doing
like
extreme
wrestling.
shit and
no.
like nicknames on the back. And
No,
No.
it's real names, real plays. The kickoff's different, but it's football in the spring.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's like if you're a heroin addict and you get methadone, it's like the XFL
Yeah.
is your methadone for football.
You're
it's
like,
not.
it's
you
not
know,
the best.
It's not the best.
Weans you off a little
Gets
bit.
yeah.
the job done.
Yeah,
Gets you into the doldrums of June and July.
For
you know,
sure.
after-
People that really
after the
hate
NBA
baseball. People
finals.
just can't stand
Yeah.
baseball.
well, but also baseball's not playing right now. It's all spring training.
June and July it is.
June
I'm
and
saying.
July.
Yeah.
But XFL's done by then.
Yeah,
it is? Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
Right now, the only thing that's happening in baseball is
Spring training.
people planning exactly how many times they will throw at the Houston Astros.
Oh yeah.
That's
my
all.
God.
That's all that's happening.
What a
my
robbery.
favorite internet video of the week is a guy showed up to Houston BP and started banging on a trash.
Oh
can.
my God, it's hilarious.
Yeah, and even they
that,
were like,
that should be
fucking
every
legend.
every road game of theirs should be people banging on trash,
Oh, they're
banging
gonna
on
get,
seats.
This is going to be the worst
Yes.
season of their
Oh
lives.
Yeah,
yes.
they're gonna get heckled.
That's
like,
gonna be great.
you-
because remember when we were like rooting for Houston? Like
Oh,
they had just
absolutely.
recovered from the hurricane.
Yeah.
JJ Watt raised a bunch of money. This was the thing that was going to lift the spirits of the people
Yeah.
of Houston. And like,
Yeah. Change up.
no, not anymore. Even as a Dodger fan, I was like, well, as if we lost,
yeah.
at least we lost to the Astros, so they have that. Now it's
Right.
like, fuck them.
They should take away that World Series
Yeah, they
for
absolutely
sure.
should.
It's
Absolutely
such
should.
bullshit.
Like,
you and I
and
are both Southern
Justin's a
California
good
boys,
friend.
Dodger fans. What's that?
Verlander's a good friend.
Yeah, I
But-
just saw your.
and I-
This is not happening.
Yeah, and
Great
so
story.
like this is yeah, I haven't really, it's not something you would talk to
Can
somebody
you text
about.
him? Yeah. You don't really
Yeah.
text someone like,
Hey
hey,
man, I was cheating.
Jesus.
did you have fun cheating?
But also he was a pitcher.
He wasn't
Yeah.
involved in that.
He didn't
He
get
knew what
involved.
pitches he was throwing.
Yeah, but that's legal.
Yeah, all right,
that's
right,
totally
right,
legal.
yeah.
Well, the catcher's giving him signs.
Yeah.
He's stealing the catcher's signs. Hookers for Jesus, y'all. The Justice
I'm
Department.
in. What?
Justice Department is giving a
Listen,
group
you can
called
try to explain it any way you want to.
yeah, it's fine.
Justice Department is giving a group called Hookers for Jesus more than $500,000. If that does not get you interested about what's going on, listen to this. The Department of Justice is under fire after a whistleblower complaint revealed that they've given over $1 million or $500,000 or $1 million, I'm not sure. Two different, reported differently, in anti-human trafficking grants to two groups, Hookers for Jesus and the Lincoln Tubman Foundation, rather than more established
Who was Lincoln
groups.
Tubman? I know Harriet.
Yeah.
Who's
Probably
Lincoln?
not her.
Is that her cousin?
It may be. It might be.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll
What
have to Google that
what
after the
does
show.
He ran the
Hookers for
above
Jesus
ground
do?
railroad. He was just an engineer
Not
for
as
Union
assuming it's-
Pacific.
It's hookers that are very religious. Do they repent after, or they just have made peace with the fact that they?
I don't
hook
know.
and
Either
they
Well,
want
I
Jesus?
think it can be like, whoredom is in the Bible, so they're good.
Yeah.
Fair.
Either way, they're on their
Does
knees.
the Bible say bad?
You know
Thank you.
who's not in the Bible?
Who's that?
Instagram models.
True. That's true.
Very,
YouTube
very
stars.
true. They
There's probably
never
some
mention
passages
anything.
they can twist. Appreciate thine own self for
You're
thine
like,
own.
he was
Thine
talking
own
about the
reflection.
likes. He was
Yes.
talking about the likes.
Yes, exactly. Miley Cyrus had a wardrobe malfunction during this last week. Her nipple popped out on the red carpet, so she got ahead of the story, posted it on her own Instagram. You swipe a
Yeah.
couple times, you see in full nipple.
Yeah.
At this point,
Smart to go ahead, get ahead of it.
But
Well,
like, who
sure.
hasn't seen Miley Cyrus's nipple
Great
at this
argument.
point?
That's a great argument.
if you just Google Miley Cyrus, the first 3 photos.
Yeah, you're gonna see
You're
nipple.
you're gonna see her
Even if
nipple.
she has a shirt on, you will be able to.
That's a
make
good
out
point.
nipple.
She does have pointy
Yeah.
nipples that come through the shirt.
I don't know if she showgirls it, where she ices them down before she hits the. fucking
Wow, that's a
runway.
reference.
Thank you.
Well done.
Not as bad a movie as people say.
But also not as great as a movie as other people say.
That's also true.
Yeah, some guys are like,
There-
it's the best movie.
Oh, there
Okay,
are
that's
people
a
like,
bit much.
no, it fucking is up in the annals of fucking movie history. You're like, no, it's in the annals.
Yes,
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. The
fucking pool sex.
the pool
scene
sex scene. I was about to bring that one up.
is the worst.
It's
acting
ridiculous.
Of,
Horrible.
Like, it is pornography at that.
Yeah,
point.
it is.
Yeah.
But the strip club sex scene with the pole when she licks the pole, that one's not so bad.
Okay, so funny showgirl story that came out when I was 17 and I was sick one day, and my mom literally, she was at work. She called. I was like, I'm sick. She goes, well, just drive down to Hollywood Video and get a video and rent some movies or something. I was like, great.
Yeah.
And I walk in, and I think it had come out that day. And so it was just like a wall of showgirls, and I had my own setup in my bedroom. So I was just like, well, I'm gonna get this so mom knows I went. And I'm gonna get this to fucking watch.
Right.
And,
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids and Showgirls.
Yeah.
fucking, I was like, all right, let's do this. And like 20 minutes into it, I'm like, this is dumb. This is stupid.
You didn't finish it?
Oh, I got all the way through.
Oh,
no.
yeah, yeah.
Oh no.
There's
He-
enough boobs to keep you going,
Exactly.
especially at 17.
Yeah.
That's the total movie you're watching. You're like, this is the worst. I'm not turning it off.
You're like, I don't want to watch this. And it's like, no, we're watching.
No,
You're
we're watching
watching.
this.
Honey,
There could
I
be
blew up
ano-
my penis.
There could be another scene with boobs
Oh, yeah.
after this.
And then the Gina Gershon girl-on-girl kiss, that could have been better. But the point is, it was pretty good.
Yeah. Nah,
Not for its quality, but for some
kids
of the
these
scenes.
days with their Mr. Skins.
What just happened there? My
They
light
lost
just
the
went
light.
out. What the fuck?
We were talking about the Devil's movie. God smited us. We've been smited.
I don't know. Were we mid-sentence when that should happen? Because that's going to be confusing. The lights went out.
Yeah.
People, now we're back.
And that's okay. We now, if you're watching
now
the
we're
video
cooler.
version.
We got a cooler vibe going.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're not as bright. It's like we're at a jazz club.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. You guys, this story really blew my mind. I hate to transition from showgirls to libraries, but libraries have been outdrawing the movies recently. LitHub reports the U.S. film industry is getting $40 billion last year in revenue, but still being outdone by libraries. We have more people. The average American 10.5 trips to the library during the last year, and roughly for movies they've only gone approximately I don't know, less. I can't find it in my notes, but less times.
10.5 trips in a year?
Yeah.
Well, a lot of those people, to be fair, are addicted to opiates, and that's where they go to buy
That's where they
them.
go to do it.
Where they go,
in the
it's where they
bathroom?
go to buy. Who else is at the library?
Right. Apparently a lot of people though.
Ben, when was the last time you were in a library?
Long time.
Yeah.
Chris?
It's
you know
been
why?
many years.
Fucking Amazon. That's why.
Yeah.
You got
And
you
the
got
decline
everything.
of reading and caring about knowledge also.
Yeah, that combined. That's shocking to me. It's like
but also ebooks.
It's like I think that's like you say that, and at first I'm like, oh, maybe society will be saved, and then if you do a little research, you'll find out like exactly why they're going to the library, and you're like, oh no, it's worse. It's worse.
The numbers here is trips to amusement parks or theme parks, average person 1.5 times in a year.
Well, yeah, because that's
Zoos-
expensive.
Yeah,
Libraries are
right.
free.
Zoos 0.9 times. And gambling casinos or museums 2.5 times a year.
I love a good zoo.
National historical parks
I love
4
zoos where
times a
you can
year.
gamble.
Live music or theatrical events 4 times a year.
Yeah,
Crazy.
Yeah, but like libraries are free and they're air conditioned.
Yeah.
So
And you can get porn on those computers too. They don't put blockers on them.
I think they absolutely do put blockers
They do?
on them. I would hope so.
Now this proves that I don't look at porn in the library. It proved that at least.
the only reason, you know where I'm getting that knowledge? From the league. Because
Really?
oh, the show.
the show.
Yeah.
Because that one where like Dirty Randy's there, and he goes, "Oh, someone's trying to use porn." Like an alarm goes off. He goes,
Yeah.
"Someone's trying to look at porn." And Taco walks around and goes, "Hey, your computer's broken."
They might have gotten more sophisticated because I remember in college we checked it and there was porn available.
Okay.
There was definitely porn available.
But also, who's looking at porn in the library?
People without
Homes,
homes.
people
Without
without
homes or
apartments.
phones or
Now,
internet.
I
Yeah.
wonder if you just watch 5 minutes and you just try to keep it in your head and you go out onto your street corner and rub it out, or do you just try to rub it out there in the
Right
library?
there in the library.
I think you do it under that kiosk. So you get one of those cubicles and you do it right there.
And you just fucking.
Yeah.
Maybe
but-
you do it in your pants. You just rub it and then do it in your pants.
I guess if you're homeless, you're not real worried about cum in your pants. There's
I
probably a
guess.
lot of
That's
other
your new
things in
Twitter
there.
bio.
Number 3. Number 3 for those scoring at home.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to check in with the Gleib squad, the Gleib of extraordinary gentlemen, the big Gleibers in all of us, the friends with benefits. It is time for Twitter answers.
Is there a theme song?
There will be put one in.
Okay,
we
cool.
put that in post. You know what I mean?
That was a great theme song.
Thank you. You liked it?
That was that
Was
was
that Dave
exquisite.
Cos?
the bass riff on that was magnificent.
Yeah.
I asked the Brain Trust, what was a time where you wasted a bunch of money? What's the worst thing you wasted money on in your life? I want to know your guys' answers too, but let's listen to some of the audience first. Jim Bennett said, I once rented a petting zoo for my kid's birthday party, which consisted of a rabbit, a goat which hates kids, 3 bullfrogs, a ferret, and a dog. Shit zoo, I hate myself.
Well, it's like, do they just set up a fence and then, or is there like a tarp? Because the
Oh, there
animals
better be a
are just
tarp.
because the animals are just shitting on your yard. Yeah, that's a really bad investment.
Yes, just in general, the goats I feel like generally aren't friendly to children or anyone. Goats are dicks.
And you don't really hear like, oh no, and then a goat pulled the toddler to safety.
Right.
Like,
You don't ever hear
No,
that.
that never happens.
You haven't heard that story too many times.
No. Dude, well, then the goat fucking ran me in the nuts.
Although there are 2 goats that are watching my game show Idiot Test like every week, and they're posting pictures of it on Twitter lately.
Wait, what?
Goats are watching my game show. It's the only people left still watching
They
this show.
probably got more right than I did when I was on that show.
Yeah, you were a great contestant on it.
Yeah, 'cause I got nothing.
Adam Ray lifted you in the air and spun you, though. It felt like a wedding.
That did happen.
That was beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Pamela Nazaro, gas to fill a rental car before I returned it, then remembered I had prepaid for the fuel.
Ah.
Oh, damn.
I've done that.
I've done it, too. It's a real
Yeah.
bummer when that
It's
happens.
an instinct.
Gwen Stein has a very good answer. I think we've all been there on this one. Exercise equipment.
That when you said what was something you wasted your money on, that's what
yours.
popped in my. I
What did you
had a
get?
weight bench when I was in high school. It had the bench press, it had the leg curl at the end, and it had a rack of like I don't know what they're called, hand weights, dumbbells,
Yeah.
dumbbells. And
Dumbbells,
then,
yep.
that's how you know me dumbbell. I used it once. The day we set it up, never used it again. Sold it like 2 years later.
I used to have a bench press in my parents' garage I lived in for far too many years after college, and literally just used it to put clothes on.
Yeah, it's the most
Never used
expensive
it.
clothes hanger you'll ever have.
Yeah, and it just creates big divots in your carpet because you got a lot of weights on it, and
Yeah.
they're never being moved.
Yeah, because some people are like, why do you join a gym? You can just get that stuff and do it at home. You won't.
Yeah, I just took what's it called? A moving floor thing?
A moving floor
What
thing.
are they called? Treadmill.
You call
Porter's look on his eyes.
a treadmill a moving floor thing?
I couldn't remember for a minute.
Are you
But it
trying
shows
out
you-
for
Idiot
Idiocracy 2?
It shows you how little I use the thing. I've not used it. It's been here for 3 months in the corner there, and it hasn't even plugged in. I haven't even thought about using it.
Yeah.
Why do we do it? But Porter works out constantly.
I do.
But you
This
go
is-
to a
I go
gym.
to a class.
You go to a gym.
Yeah, you don't have the stuff.
I get scared for you watching your Instagram stories where you're like clean lifting huge
Squat snatches.
squat snatches, and you do huge. How much weight do you do that?
Oh, that's only like 85 pounds.
Really? The thing where you go from the ground all the way above your head,
And then back into a
and
squat.
then back into, and then you drop it on the ground, throw it on the ground.
Yeah, that's like the video I just posted was 85 pounds.
Oh, I could have sworn you
Because
were
we were
doing like
working
250
on
there or some
technique.
shit.
Yeah. No, I can't even.
Oh, okay. But
Yeah.
you're in good shape now.
I'm in good shape. Yeah.
God damn, I haven't been to a gym in 5 years. I'm paying every month $30 a month.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, you're still a member?
I've been LA Fitness. It's right down the street, and I do not go. I've spent thousands of dollars. I'm trying to convince Carmel to get a membership too, and
Well,
she's
why
like,
don't
"You go
just-
once first.
Why don't you just
Yeah.
cancel your membership?
Because it's down the street. I believe I will start going. They have a basketball court. They got racquetball. They got a hot tub and sauna.
But 5 years.
I have not been in
But
there
you
in
think,
5 years.
tomorrow's going to be the turning point?
I believe it might be.
I would just call and cancel.
I just bet my brother
As my
a bottle
fri-
of 1942. Whoever loses 15 pounds first, and I believe I'm going to start going. You think I should cancel it? There's
How
always
long
something.
ago was the bet?
It's been 5
days.
years.
It's been 5. I mean, I've been in once with my dad to play racquetball, but I have not worked out there.
That doesn't count.
Yeah. Maybe I went in there twice. I went in there twice in 5 years.
That's pretty sad.
Do you have a gym membership?
No.
You don't?
No. I just curl my baby.
Smart.
Yeah, that's it.
Probably not great for the baby.
She likes it. As long as you don't drop her like I do with my squat snatches.
Yeah. Throw it down.
Then high
good.
five the guy next to you.
Don't do that.
Good workout.
Don't do that.
Kay Simmons says a deer whistle for my car to scare deer away. One ran right into the car the first day I had it.
Wait. So
Maybe he had it on backwards.
yeah,
That's
maybe,
possible.
Maybe was a deer attracting whistle? Like maybe she thought
Oh,
it
interesting.
would repel deer.
Maybe it was running
was
away
like-
from being fucked by Porter.
But like,
No,
Might
you
have
only
been- might have
cows.
been.
I don't get how the deer whistle works. So you
Might
see a
have
deer and you don't hit your horn, you hit the other deer whistle button, and then that's supposed to make it leave, or
It's a confusing item.
as you're driving to the forest, you just keep hitting it. Like,
yeah, it doesn't
like
make-
what's
I don't
happening?
know. I don't know.
I don't know how that
I didn't
works.
do deep research on the deer whistle. What
Yeah.
do you think
Or
it
you
is,
just
Porter?
hit the brakes.
Porter, you're from Kansas City. What are deer whistles?
I've never had a deer whistle. I mean, we definitely had to worry about. I've hit a deer.
You have?
Yeah.
What happens then? Is that traumatizing? Do you
it
stop
dies.
the car?
It's the weirdest experience on the planet. I remember I was driving up from Minneapolis in the middle of the night because I had just gotten paid more to do comedy than at the time I'd ever been paid in my entire life.
Nice.
It was $78. No, and I'm driving. And I was so happy. That's why I drove home. I was like, I'm not sleeping.
Right.
So I get in the car and I drive, and I'm just thinking about, I'm going to buy a website. I'm going to do all these things.
I'm going to buy a website.
Well, I mean,
Not even for himself. He's just gonna
yeah, I'm
buy.
just going to buy.
I'm gonna buy Pepsi.com.
Fuck yeah.
Squat on that.
So I get going. I'm like halfway. I'm just north of Des Moines, and we're in this construction area. And this deer comes out of nowhere, and I had nowhere to go. We were down to 2 lanes, and I hit its body, but its head had cleared. So when I hit its body, the head stayed, and the body just kept going forward.
Oh.
And the head just spun like this.
The head came
I
out?
remember, yeah, I decapitated the fuck out of it.
Whoa.
and watch the head do like, because everything's in slow motion.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
I watched the head do this like twice and then fall to the ground. And I just went, what the fuck? And I got out and I looked at it. Most of the damage was cosmetic.
Mm-hmm.
And
Not to the deer.
no, not. And so I kind of look around, and the body kind of went off the road. And
Oh.
the head was over there, but the road was clear. I was like, "Yeah, we're good." And I get in the car and I drove to the next gas station. And all I'm saying to myself was,
Deer meat
"Fucking
for
deer.
days. Deer meat
Yeah.
for
Fucking
days.
deer!
Oh my
god, a fucking deer!" And so now I'm going. Well, now I have to buy a new front end.
Right.
I'm trying to price that shit out in my head. And I remember I called my dad and I was like, "I hit it. Just so you know, I hit a deer in case the car breaks down between here and there." And my dad was very aware of my habits, and he was like, "Well, smoke whatever you got before you get back in the car." And I didn't, and I just smoked on the way
Yeah,
back.
but it's like you kept going because it's like, what are you gonna do? Exchange information with the deer?
Yeah, or
Like,
wait
it
for
was-
its mom to come
I mean,
around.
not
and
once
be
its
like,
head's off. I think it's too
It was
late.
done.
Yeah, so I fucked it and went.
Fuck the head hole.
Yeah.
I mean, well, I had to finish somewhere.
That makes a lot of sense. This makes a lot of sense. You should start one of those private fan pages and just show some
Where
of
it's
these videos.
just me fucking livestock.
Yeah, yeah.
This is for you, Gary in Indiana. You requested it.
Oh my God! At Stealthy Geek says the thing that he spent the most money on that he regrets his first wedding.
Go.
yeah, that'll happen.
That'll do it.
That'll happen.
And then at Ellen Elizabeth pregnancy test. I would have figured it out eventually.
Yeah, unless she was on one of those I didn't know I was pregnant shows, which
That's unbelievable.
now that I've
how
gone
that
through the whole pregnancy thing with my wife, I
Yeah.
watch those shows of like, how the fuck do you not
happened.
know?
Complete confusion.
There were
right?
so many signs.
Yeah, yeah.
There were so many signs that she was pregnant. No one saw her in the third trimester and was like, "Did you just eat a really big sandwich?" Like, no one said that. Everyone was like, "You're pregnant." Like, everyone was diagnosing her.
Porter, do you want kids?
I mean, I'm trying to find a partner first.
Yeah. So yeah.
Figure it out from there.
So
Interesting.
So
you don't.
you're
So
not,
you're,
just gonna
you're not
adopt it?
really one way or the other. You don't really. It's not as hard and fast for you.
No, it's not like a thing. But
Then
like
don't
if-
have kids.
But also, if I marry someone that I love and I think is a good person, and I want to make another, I just don't want to have a kid just to have a kid.
Mm-hmm.
I want to have a kid with someone that I want to spend my life with. I
you
have
go.
too many relatives who did the other thing,
Right.
Yeah.
and it's like that's not a great life to lead.
No.
That's what they told me
in front of the kid.
in front of the kid. You're like, I got to deal with this all the time, and she's too much like her fucking mother.
That is real.
That got very real.
Very real. For a
Hashtag
second.
Asian dwarf baby.
Asian dwarf baby.
Isn't enough, baby.
I mean, if you're
See,
gonna have a
went
kid,
racist with it. We were
No,
doing
it's just
so
an Asian
well.
tune. It's an Asian
if
tune.
you're
It's
gonna have a
not-
kid,
That's an Asian tune as much as Hava Nagila is a Jewish tune.
It is. That's one of our
But it's
great
also
Jewish
very
tunes.
stereotypical. And I don't even think da 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 is an actual Asian tune.
no, I don't think they're playing that in the clubs of Beijing.
No, I have not heard that in the Olympics ever.
I love that after all the things you said, this is what crossed the line, is me reprising the joke from earlier.
I was never racist. Do I fuck livestock? Maybe. But that's just
did
because
say a whole thing about how a bunch of countries are really fucked up, and it's not
I
Germany
said
or
they
Norway
were
or
dirty.
Switzerland.
I
we
said
never
they
said
were
Norway.
dirty.
I said Sweden.
Non-hygienic and dirty.
Sure.
Fair enough. We're all going down with this pod right
Yeah.
here. And on that note, plugs before we do the Thunder round. We do plugs before we hit the end.
Okay.
Tell us what's up. Of course, you can follow at Funny Brad and at I Am Chris Porter. Tell us where you're going, what you're doing.
Wow. Well,
Brad Williams.
I'm currently on paternity leave, but at the end of March, when does this come out?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Oh, see me at Flappers in Burbank the first weekend of March. End of March, I'm going to New Mexico. I'm going to Vancouver, Seattle. I'm BradWilliamsComedy.com. I'm going back on tour. I got to pay for the Asian Dwarf Baby.
And I don't know if you've
understand.
ever been in New Mexico, Vancouver, but it's a very small part of Vancouver. But it's really worth going
New Mexico,
to.
Vancouver.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to some casino just outside of Albuquerque. It'll be
Oh.
great.
Love that.
It's a little
Also,
feet
your special just dropped on YouTube, as did mine. We have the
Oh,
same guy
yeah.
that made it, and yours is blowing up better than mine is right now. So watch Brad's, but then also watch mine, damn it.
Yeah, watch Ben's as well. But
Daddy
yeah,
Issues and
Mhm.
Neurotic Gangster. Watch them both.
there you go.
And then Porter.
This weekend I'm in Toledo, Ohio, whether I like it or not. At
Love
the Funny
that.
Bone.
Love it.
Hell yeah.
Thursday through Saturday, 5 shows.
The Friday Night Late Show will be your best show.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure it will be. Also, it'll be the show I make the news. When I shove a fishbowl over some dumb bitch's head. Listen, next weekend I'll be in Des
Where are
Moines,
you getting
Iowa.
the fishbowl? Okay, go ahead.
Oh, Toledo
they
Funny
serve.
Bone is the
Yeah.
only comedy club in
Oh.
the country that serves liquor in a fishbowl.
Oh.
And they're supposed to serve them to 2 people, but they serve them to 1.
Oh, that's not good.
And they get fucking blackout hammered and
Yeah,
start
that's not
yelling
good.
shit at me.
Yeah, and then they have a fishbowl to throw at you.
Yeah, it's super great.
not
Let's
good.
get a bachelorette party full of those people.
Oh, it's super nice. So, but I'll be there, and then I'll be in Des Moines the weekend after that. And as always, you can see my latest special, A Man from Kansas, streaming live on Amazon Prime.
Love that.
There it
And then for me, I'll be in Edmonton at the comic strip in West Edmonton
Yeah,
Mall.
that's a mall
Love it. Second
With a-
biggest mall on earth.
with a big ass water slide. In
Oh
the
my
middle of
God!
that
And
mall.
4 food courts. It's a dream.
Go.
February 27th through March 1st, Leah Lamar will be my feature act. She's very funny. It'll be a
Ride
great
the water
show.
slide, then see Ben afterward. That's
It's
a
dream.
day.
That's a dream day right
It'd
there.
be cool if the water slide went straight into the comedy club.
Oh,
be
that'd be
sick.
amazing.
That'd be
be
like,
sick.
wee.
You pass through, you hear your one joke, and
Yes.
Ah!
You better get
Sorry,
a
I'm more of an
punchline in.
observational I tell stories. I'm sorry.
And on that note, it is time for the Thunder Round.
And then do you have the rights to Thunderstruck?
No, we go. It's like thunder, lightning. The way you do me is frightening.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Or
Better
even
not.
you could do Garth Brooks' Thunder Road
We could do that.
because
And
there's
it thunder
thunder in
rolls.
that.
And thunder rolls.
And the thunder rolls. That's
Then
right.
lightning strike.
Thunder
Burn,
Road is
burn,
a
burn.
Steve Earle tune.
Yeah.
Who's that? I don't even know who that is. Is he a bass player?
Steve. I'm sure he picked one up every now and then.
Probs.
Steve Earle did. He did the big song. His big song was. Fuck.
Just the Earl of Us.
Sounds like a great
Yeah.
guy.
But
good
he
tune.
also was. Did you watch The Wire?
No, I need to. My girlfriend's upset that I have not watched it.
You should be upset. It's disappointing. You know what that sounds like? Guy who doesn't like bass.
Lawsuit. Taxpayer money's been used to buy lubricants, porn, and silk boxer shorts at Glenwood Resource Center. Jerry Ray, the site's former superintendent, is accused of turning the GRC into a research facility, quote, unquote. He's trying to turn it into a place that is studying clinical research involving sexual arousal and sexual deviancy. And so the intended use of the place was certainly not that, but they're using the money to purchase silk sheets, boxer shorts, lubricants, stock photos of porn, and a dedicated porn computer. No library lockout blocker problems
What
there.
up?
I would love to see.
That computer's easy to identify due
Right.
to the fucking layer of spooge that's all over the
my
keyboard.
I would love to see the conversation between these scientists and like the scientists that are like, oh yeah, we're finding out if fecal matter can be used for any medicinal purposes. What are you working on? Sex study.
Yeah, we're seeing how long it takes old people to come.
Yeah, we're just banging. We're
I
just
feel like
banging a
both
lot.
of those studies are not necessarily essential work.
Probably not.
No.
Can fecal matter be used for
Yeah.
anything?
No.
You'd
no.
much rather do the sex research in that scenario.
Yeah, exactly.
Would you though?
Yeah.
I don't know. Watching old people fuck.
Oh yeah, no, you're doing that research about like
Fair.
if shit can do anything good for you. I'm doing a study where it's like, how many blowjobs is too many?
Yeah.
We're finding out.
7.
And our last story on this last week on Earth, police have apologized for wrapping a snake around a suspect's neck during an interrogation.
Well, sometimes you don't have handcuffs.
Police asked the suspect how many times he had stolen cell phones, and as he was writhing around on the ground, screaming in fear from the snake, only 2 times, he's heard saying, as another man rubs the snake on his face.
Where was this?
This was in
Florida?
Papua New Guinea,
Oh,
Jayawailegia.
Papua
That
New Guinea.
makes sense.
It does
Okay.
make a little bit more sense.
Not
Yeah, yeah.
Florida.
Yeah. It probably happened though. in
It probably
Florida.
It probably
just
has
didn't
happened in
make the
Florida
news.
for
Yeah.
sure. The police chief has apologized for the unprofessional conduct, but said
Sure.
sometimes it said it was a non-poisonous snake, and that makes a difference.
Well,
A tame non-poisonous snake.
yeah, but it's still a giant constricting snake.
Yeah.
So-
Listen, snakes have their own desire to sometimes also enforce the law, and why
Yeah,
should
you
we
could
keep
be
them
like,
from
no,
that?
he's a truth detecting snake.
Yeah,
I feel
he
like
doesn't get to hold the law to the letter of it.
I feel like this is a new show on the CW, Cop Snake.
Cop snake. This Wednesday.
It's Wednesday on
He's a snake.
You
and
went
a
over the
cop.
line this time, snake.
Snake, get in here! I got the DA. I got the governor. They're up my ass.
I want you guys to be my new girlfriend. She's a rabbit. Oh my god! Oh
Run!
my god!
Run! He does this every time.
Will he do the cheap snake puns that are at the beginning of every CSI episode? Like, looks like this crime is to scale.
Watch that perp.
Looks like I'm gonna
slither
have
away.
to squeeze it out of him.
I will shed the skin off this case. They get worse.
Oh yeah, we keep going.
On the very loud sounds of Porter's incredibly squeaky water bottle,
Yep.
I say we wrap it up.
Let's
Thank
wrap it up,
Squeaky
man.
squeaka, it's over, bitch.
Thank
Yeah.
you, fellas, for being here.
That's
May
your last
you-
Twitter bio. Squeaky, squeaky. It's over,
Squeaky,
bitch.
squeaky, it's over, bitch.
All right.
Pretty solid.
I'm gonna go do comedy. Porter's gonna go fuck some livestock. It's gonna be a good night.
I'm going to go upload video files. It's a party all around. Until last week, next week, this has been Last Week on Earth.